So welcome to our open day of doctoral studies in computer science at the University of Warsaw. My name is Łukasz Kowalik. I am currently director of the Institute of Informatics, and my talk has just introductory role. This is the agenda. So first, I'm going to tell you a few words about Institute of Informatics. So, of course, this is addressed mostly to those of you who come outside Warsaw, but I think, or who study outside Warsaw, but I think even the students of University of Warsaw may find some things about the Institute which maybe they don't know, so don't run away for this part. Then I will say a few words about the Doctoral School. And then I will just briefly say what will be going on later during this day. And there will be some possibility to ask questions. That's how it looks like. Yes, so we are in Warsaw, which is a nice, vibrant city, and we are in University of Warsaw, which is the largest university in Poland, definitely one of the best. We are located in Ochota campus, so University of Warsaw has more than one campus, and we are together with fields like we are very close to mathematics, as I will tell you in a moment, but also nearby buildings are occupied by physics, chemistry, biology, and so on. So we can think about it like science campus. And most importantly, we are in one faculty, so one institution, one building actually, called Faculty of Mathematics, Informatics, and Mechanics. It consists of 3 institutes. We are one of them, and there is also Institute of Mathematics and Institute of Applied Mathematics. And of course, this is very good news because we collaborate with our colleagues, mathematicians. We benefit from being together in many ways. So to show you who we are, how big we are, maybe first. So we are quite a big institute at the moment. There are currently 81 employees on permanent positions, including 16 full professors, 12 associate professors, and 46 assistant professors. Yes, so these are all people mostly on research positions, yes, or teaching/research positions. So these are people with a PhD, with experience of doing research. These are the people with whom you can work. So this is a pretty large crowd. Apart from that, we have some temporal positions. So currently we have 18 postdocs, so very active researchers just after their PhDs, coming from all over the world. Yes, maybe I should say that among our permanent employees, we also have quite a few people who came to us from different universities, different countries. So we slowly are turning international. And this year we had 68 PhD students. What we do? So, of course, we don't restrict ourselves. We are happy to have researchers doing any kind of research within computer science, but nobody can do everything. No institution can do every possible aspect of computer science. And these are the directions which are developed the most. I basically listed research groups in the institute. They are roughly sorted by their size. Yes? So algorithms automata and logic, and computation biology. These are the three biggest groups, perhaps also the oldest. There is also a very active group, which I called here like general AI. So these are people who publish their work at the general AI conferences. And this encompasses topics like multi-agent systems, computational social choice, game theory, analysis of social networks, and so on. Of course, these days machine learning is very active, and we are happy to also have a growing group, developing group in machine learning. There is a very strong, although still not very big group doing cryptography. And finally, a group doing distributed systems and cloud computing. So that's basically what we do. Of course, there are individuals who, from time to time, do something completely else. Yes, but let me not focus on these special cases. So you may ask yourself, are we good at what we do? Well, here are some success stories. So one thing at which we really stand out in Polish scene, but also at European scene, are ERC grants. So ERC is European Research Council, a European institution, which once or twice a year announces calls for grants. There are three kinds of them: starting grant, consolidator grant, and advanced grant, depending on the level of the researcher who applies for the grant. And researchers from all over the Europe, actually also from all over the world, but the requirement is that the grant has to be realized in Europe. Researchers from all over the Europe compete in an open competition between themselves, and then they get a grant or don't get a grant. So this is a very prestigious competition. To get such a grant is really a sign of international recognition for the applicating researcher, and the sign of his or her strong publication record, but also big vision for what to do. So currently there are 7 ERC grants running in the institute, and we are the only such institution in Poland. And by this I mean not only that there is no other institution which has 7 grants. By this I mean that in the history of this grant, which lasts for like 10 years or something, we've got 11 grants, and the second institution in Poland got just 1 grant in computer science. And this is actually not that frequent in Europe for one institution to have 7 grants in one field, like in computer science. Of course, there are plenty of national grants running as well, which are also competitive. So basically, almost all of people employed at research positions is employed additionally by some grant and realizes some research project. Perhaps you know that computer scientists publish their results mostly at conferences, or at least this is the first venue where the new results are published. And some of these conferences have so-called best paper awards. And here I listed some of the conferences at which our people won best paper awards. You don't know these acronyms for sure, but among these conferences you can find fields like programming languages, algorithms, cryptography, distributed computing, graph theory. So quite a diverse directions in which our employees had some successes. So that's all briefly about the Institute. I will be happy to answer some questions during the break or after the talk. And now let me move to the doctoral school. So according to the current law in Poland, every PhD student has to be a participant of a doctoral school. So University of Warsaw has 4 doctoral schools. You can see them here. So we are interested in this one, Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences. And this school encompasses fields like physics, biology, geology, chemistry, and of course also mathematics and computer science. The one special thing is that mathematics and computer science comes together in an entity called Warsaw Doctoral School in Mathematics and Computer Science. The reason for existing of this like sub-school is that it is run not only by the university, but also by the Institute of Mathematics of Polish Academy of Sciences. So this is a joint effort. Of course, it matters mostly for mathematicians. However, there are like not many, but there are a few researchers in this Institute of Mathematics of Polish Academy of Science who do computer science, like machine learning, for example. So we kind of benefit from this crowd as well. Yes, and just to underline, this may be confusing, this diagram. So if you ask yourself, yes, where I should apply, like to Warsaw Doctoral School in Mathematics and Computer Science or to Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences, the only answer is you should apply to both. Yes, so you apply to Warsaw Doctoral School in Mathematics and Computer Science, and by doing this, you will be a participant of this big school of Exact and Natural Sciences. All right. So first things first, to get admitted to the school, you have to go through recruitment. There are 2 ways of, or 2 kinds of recruitments. So standard recruitment happens once a year, and actually it is open at the moment. And the application deadline is 28 June 2020. I mean, yeah, this year. The procedure, the recruitment procedure will happen in July. In this standard recruitment, we have 22 places for math and computer science together. Yes, so it means both PhDs, both candidates who want to study math and computer science, they are ranked together, and top 22 candidates are admitted. In this recruitment, ranking is based on mostly 3 elements: an exam, an interview with the committee, and scientific achievements of the candidate. Yes, however, these 2 first bullets are the most important, like scientific achievements. This is treated quite seriously. I mean, you really have to like be a co-author of a research paper, or maybe have some very strong master thesis with a strong contribution to your field, like a master thesis which will be published. to get points here. Yes, so among these 22 people admitted, like less than quarter will get any points in this ballot. But this is just a way of awarding people who start early. According to the current law, every PhD student gets a scholarship, and in the standard recruitment, scholarship is funded by the university, and these are fixed amounts regulated by law. However, it is possible to get additional funding from grants on top of the scholarship funded by the university. Yes, so apart from getting recruited in the standard recruitment, you can also maybe win some recruitment to some grant and get additional funding. Second kind of recruitment is for grants. It happens several times a year. It is announced on the websites of university and mostly on the website of our faculty. You get an announcement for grants in computer science and maths. And then there is typically like 1 or 2 places announced or positions announced for a particular grant, for a particular project led by a concrete researcher. And then your scholarship is funded by this grant. And the amount of the scholarship depends on the grant. It can vary. Important difference is that rules of this recruitment for grant are basically up to the principal investigator. So the researcher who is leading the grant. So they can differ from the standard recruitment. All right. I would like to say one important thing about the recruitment procedure. So the first step is to find your future PhD advisor. This has to be a person employed at University of Warsaw, or this Institute of Mathematics, Polish Academy of Sciences, with habilitation degree. You can actually also find someone without habilitation degree who is active and wants to work with you. And then he or she will act as so-called auxiliary advisor, but then you should ask the person to find you like the formal advisor with the habilitation, because to apply to the school, you need to hand this declaration about the willingness to be the candidate's supervisor, signed by your future advisor. Yes, so I underline this because like finding such a person is not a thing which you can do in the very last moment. It takes time, so keep it in mind. And apart from this, you of course have to collect some other documents. I will not elaborate on this. You can find it by following appropriate links. You can find a list of documents. Don't leave it for the last moment. That's for sure. Some very basic facts about PhD studies. They take typically 4 years. Importantly, the funding is for 4 years. And during the studies, you usually, especially in computer science, you are usually not alone. You work in close collaboration with the advisor, but also frequently with other PhD students, postdocs, other professors from the department, maybe people from abroad, if you go to research visits or if they visit your professor. Important part of the studies are travels for international conferences, workshops, summer school, and research visits. These are funded from many sources, usually from the advisor's grant. Otherwise, the institute also funds some trips, and the doctoral school also has money for funding trips. well, these are studies, so there are some courses to take, but not much. And there is some limited teaching, which you have to do for the university. It is also not much. It is like 3 times 60 hours in total during all of your studies. So you can think about like 1 year you don't teach, and for 3 years you teach once a week. So basically, the PhD studies are about the research. You focus on research. Most of your time you spend on doing research, frequently with other people. One thing I would like to say about the courses, I said that there are not much of them. Of course, you attend some research seminar in your area, and you are required to take some monographic courses. I think this is 1 per year. One unique thing at University of Warsaw is that we organize so-called PhD open courses. So these are short courses for PhD students, where we invite top researchers from all over the world who give a short course with some simple project to do by the students who want to pass it, just to learn, just to have contact with top researchers, get inspired by them, see what they do. And here I listed some recent external lecturers which we had. Go to this website phdopen.mimów.edu.pl to see what was happening in previous semesters. And yeah, towards the end, hopefully, you submit your PhD thesis, you get PhD degree, and then well, there are many options. Yes, so here I listed some affiliations of our PhD graduates from the last 6 years. So these are the places when you can find yourself after graduating from PhD studies in University of Warsaw. There are much more, of course, which I don't know, but these are the places I know about. Okay, so that's basically it. So the goal of this open day is just meet some of us, learn a small example of possible research topics, ask questions, and importantly, well, we use this fancy Hermit system because it has this table feature, and we hope this will encourage some interaction. So during the breaks, take a seat at the table and interact. Yes, talk to the speakers of the session. Ask whatever comes to your mind. Yes, and I invite you to our doctoral school, to our PhD studies, and I hope that that you will get encouraged by this open day.